sort of going around as one of the biggest wins you've been a part of, and it sort of feel like the whole sort of community was kind of uplifted by that win?
Yeah, I think it was funny because when I went back to Oakland, I was with my fiance, and we pointed out that we've never seen so many kids wearing Pitt apparel, Pitt T-shirts, jerseys, whatever it may be, just walking around the streets all night long. Like they went straight from the game. They didn't change their clothes. I think there was sort of a feeling of pride around campus that I think the student body hasn't felt, and then the Panther Nation hasn't felt in a really long time.
What do you guys need to do better in the second half when you go to a big lead like that? What did you see in the second half of this game?
I mean, I just think we just gotta, keep playing our game and play within ourselves. I mean, we understand that you got to play all 4 quarters of the game, and you can't just have 2 good quarters, 2 bad quarters, and we just gotta just keeping our nose to the grindstone the whole time, and just do our jobs the best we can, and don't let anything on the scoreboard or whatever it may be affect our game.
Scott, was it encouraging to see what the offense was able to do now that you guys were able to kind of install those plays you worked on so much in the summer, that a lot of the sweeps and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think it's encouraging because, I mean, we ran for however 300 some yards, and like Coach said, we watched a film yesterday, and there were 3 or 4 plays where we're one block away, one cut block away from springing another touchdown, and that's the truth. So I think it is encouraging after going from Villanova to the improvement we had against Penn State, being able to run the offense that we're confident in. It was definitely good to see our plays and our performance improve the way it was.
Did you really see confusing Penn State out there? What you guys were doing?
I don't know if it was confusing. I think the way we played tired them out. I think their offense runs a hurry up, but they weren't used to the tempo that we ran for some in the first half. So I just think it maybe just wasn't something they were used to seeing as much, and it played in our favor.
So when they first put in shovel passes to the tight end, what was your reaction to that? Did it work maybe better than you anticipated?
Yeah, we've been running that since the spring. We were running that since Coach Canada's been here. We ran that before, but we ran it more prominently with him. And I mean, we ran it a couple of times in practice. I didn't expect for it to be called as many times as it was, but that's just the way games play out. You just when a game gets rolling, you see things that maybe you don't expect. But anytime I get the ball in my hands, if I get a chance, I just want to be able to do what I can with it.
Does it almost feel more like you're taking a handoff and catching a pass there? Does it feel more like you're setting up a running play than pass play? Because I know, sort of looking at it from the press box, you almost sort of see it as more of a rushing play when it's that close.
Yeah, I mean, it's a passing play, but yeah, I mean, it's blocked like a run. The whole because sometimes when we were in shovels, like with the shovel to James on touchdown, I was in blocking. So I think it's just a weird kind of play, but yeah, it just feels like just a little flip, and it just kind of turns in the running back. You just got to follow the blocks the way they're set up. So it does kind of change your world a little bit.
Yeah, didn't think that getting emotionally ready for another game would be a problem, but you were such a frenzy for this game. How difficult is it to get ready to play another game for next week?
I think with our team, it's really not that difficult. I mean, obviously there was a different feeling when we're playing like our in-state rival Penn State, but I mean, like you said, with now everything that we went through this week, it's over now. We got to move on. I think this team's we have guys that have been around long enough to understand that this week's, like he said, it's the biggest game of the year because it's the next one. So I think we just understand that in order to get where we want to go, we just got to take it game by game and try to prepare as best we can for the next one, and we got to put the last one behind us.
Is it the issue when you have a team with a lot of seniors on it?
Yeah, I think it is because, I mean, there's a lot of guys who, like the guys out there making plays and getting a lot of snaps. They're guys that have been around a lot. They understand. They've been through tough games. They've won games, lost games, and they understand, how to prepare for, like certain games, like how to prepare for a big game like Penn State, but then also how to be able to get ready to go on the road and challenge a good Big 12 team like we are this week.
Scott, how encouraged are you guys as a team now that you've seen what you can do in 2 weeks here, and rather than just kind of talking about it in preseason?
I think as an offense and defense, I think we're very encouraged because, I mean, as like the Villanova game, you hear what you hear afterwards, but I think we understood that our strengths maybe weren't weren't like the coaches didn't run things on purpose for that game. But I think being able to go out and play the offense that we feel confident in, I think it's very encouraging to be able to go out there and have the performance that we did. So going forward, we know like we can be the team that we all know we can be. So going forward, it'll definitely be, I think for offense and defense, I think it's really going to help us in our confidence and our performance later on in the season.
What kind of difference, Scott, did you notice mentally and maybe emotionally in the team from where you all were before the Penn State game to where you guys maybe are now?
I mean, like building up to the game and during the game, there was a different mindset through all the players. I think you could tell just before the game, like the emotions from the fans to even just ourselves within ourselves. It was difference. So I think just. And moving on, we understand we can play in the big games. We know we can perform well in the big games, and going forward, we just gotta realize that every game's a big game. Like this week is going to be just as much or bigger of a challenge than the last week. So I think just going forward, we just need to, think about the mindset we had going into this week and just carry it on for the further weeks.
How did the coaching staff kind of bring you guys back down to earth then yesterday? I mean, I sort of tried to get coached to say it was harder than normal. Was there any difference? Yesterday, watch review off of as opposed to a Villanova review. Was there any difference in their demeanor or anything that they did extra to kind of get y'all's attention?
I don't think so. I mean, the coaches are always very good at no matter how the outcome was. I mean, you have to learn from the film. That's the reason we watch so much film. You have to learn from what you did well and what you didn't do so well. But I think the coaches they're always consistent week to week by correcting what we did wrong and trying to improve for the next week. So I didn't really see much of a difference from Villanova to post Penn State.